In 2010, the BBC released a TV series entitled Sherlock. This series tracks the adventures of Watson and Sherlock and is loosely based on that iconic figure of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's novels, Sherlock Holmes. But unlike the novels, the TV series gives a major cameo part to Watson's wife, Mary. Through the seasons of the series, Mary becomes an endearing and beloved figure both to the audience and to Sherlock himself. Tragically though, Mary dies in the second season in circumstances that will haunt Sherlock for the rest of his life. While Sherlock is hunting down one of the criminals he is tracking, this criminal raises a gun against him, and at the last moment, Mary jumps in between them and takes a bullet for Sherlock that ends up killing her while she dies in Sherlock's arms. Now, hitherto, Sherlock had approached his life with a rather flippant attitude, but this event has a profound effect on him, as suddenly now, far from seeing his life as worthless, he cannot continue with his same fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants attitude towards his life, getting lost in drugs and so forth. Suddenly his life has been elevated to a whole new value, and this experience of feeling a sense of responsibility, of being a person who lived while another died, oppresses Sherlock, and he speaks to Watson about the guilt that he feels of having killed Mary. To which Watson replies, "Sherlock, you didn't kill Mary. She freely decided to give her life to save yours. No one forced her. No one could ever force her to do anything. But the point is, you didn't kill her." To which Sherlock retorts with a statement that is both profound and luminous and has stayed with me ever since. He says this to Watson: "By saving my life, she conferred a value on it, and it is a currency that I know not how to spend. By saving my life, she conferred a value on it, and it is a currency I know not how to spend." Sherlock is at a loss of how to spend this new currency that his life has been invested with, because it is a life that has been saved. In today's gospel, we see Jesus telling us that he is the good shepherd who lays down his life for his sheep. Now we know that these are not just mere words to Jesus. Jesus actually did give his life for us, his sheep. And so in doing so, Jesus confers a value on our lives. But now instead of getting depressed about it like Sherlock did, this value that Jesus has conferred on our lives should give us hope and inspire us to spend our lives in the service of the kingdom, bearing the maximum amount of fruit that we possibly can as we give of ourselves to others. Sherlock was overburdened and weighed down by the responsibility of feeling now that he had to become someone worthy of being saved. If we follow this same kind of logic of Sherlock, we will just get lost in a deep, dark hole of our own unworthiness. No. The way to think about this is to try and learn to see ourselves as the Good Shepherd sees us, to see ourselves as worthy of being saved in Jesus' eyes. If we learn how to do this, we will see that we were loved into existence, and our existence is sustained by the Good Shepherd's love. Now, Jesus compares the devotion that he has for his sheep to the unreliability of the hired person. Now, there were very strict laws in Judaism that governed what a hired shepherd was supposed to do and what he was not supposed to do. A hired shepherd was bound to defend the flock of sheep against the attack of a wolf, against the attack of two dogs, or against the attack of a small wild animal. On the other hand, the hired shepherd was free to flee in the face of danger when the sheep were attacked either by a lion, a leopard, a snake, a bear, or bandits or thieves. The shepherd, on the other hand, to whom the sheep belong, would stay in the face of any danger and defend the lives of his sheep with his very life. I think that if we analyze this, there is a certain foolishness about the love of the shepherd for his sheep. There is a certain foolishness about the shepherd who leaves the 99 sheep alone and goes in search of the one sheep that got lost. There is a certain foolishness about a shepherd who will risk his very life and perhaps even die fighting off a lion, leopard, thieves, or bandits in order to save a couple of sheep. Why not flee and then come back when the danger is past and recover the rest of the flock that remains behind? I think we are being taught by Jesus, by the Good Shepherd, that there is a certain foolishness of love. That in order to learn how to spend the currency of the value of our lives that we have been exalted to by being people who have been died for by Jesus, by the Good Shepherd, we need to understand this logic, this foolishness of love, the logic of God. You see, we have Sherlock, whose powers of deduction were second to none, whose intelligence was enormous, whose reason and logic were flawless. But perhaps this was the very problem, my dear friends, that Sherlock's logic of reason was very different and blinded him to the logic of the foolishness of love. It's this foolishness of love that we are being invited to today. Because we must realize how fulfillment, happiness, and peace eluded Sherlock because of the very fact that he chose to live his life by this cold, hard logic of reason. Jesus tries to tell us today that if we want to find true happiness and fulfillment, we must embrace the foolishness of love and give ourselves away in love to others. God bless and have a good week.